Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at something actually wildly different. The two watches that I have in front of me are made by a company called Undone Watches. And what they're doing is a really cool concept that only a couple of companies have done in the past. And one did so poorly at it that they went out of business. This was, 15 years ago. These guys have perfected the art of creating fully customizable watches based on whatever you want to do. So when you go to the Undone website, they have a configurator set up. So you get to choose things like your dial, your bezel, your case, the finishes, the strap, the type of hour markers you're getting, the type of hands you're getting. You get to customize all that as you're ordering it. Now, I do want to point out that there is another brand that's doing this, but the watches are tremendously more expensive. You'll pay about 3 times the price and wait a very, very long time to get them. So while they're not 100% unique in this sector, they are doing something that I feel nobody else is doing. They're offering an exceptional value with, and I'm just going to put it out there right now, a really, really, really nicely built watch that exceeded all the expectations that I had when I opened up the packaging. Now, I have two here to show you. One is mine, obviously, because it has my logo on it, and the other one is not, that I'll be going back to the company. But it was important to show you just a couple of different variations in the things that you can do. So let's start off with the basics here. On all of the watches, you're getting solid 316L stainless steel. They do PVD coating to get the colors. They've got black PVD, this unbelievably gorgeous brown PVD. Now the thing is, when you look at it on the configurator, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this does in real life. So I have to stress that. It's not like you're looking at an actual picture, like you're actually holding the watch. This thing is, the finish work is exceptional. It really is a beautiful, beautiful color. All the watches are going to be 200 meters water resistant, so you're getting a true full-scale dive watch. You're not having to suffer with, well, I'm getting all this cool stuff and I'm getting an automatic movement and not really paying a lot of money, so it's only 50 meters or 100 meters water resistant. It's really going to be built for everyday wear. You also get a magnifying cyclops on the crystals as well, and you're getting a 45 millimeter case. So you're looking at 52 millimeters lug to lug, and they are 15 millimeters in thickness. Inside is the NH35A movement, so you got 21,600 vibrations per hour, 40 hours of autonomy, good solid automatic movement. Nothing too particularly crazy, however, not cheap. Not any kind of inferior quality, that's for certain. The original company that had done this way back when, again, I'm going back 15 years, and I had done a written review on one of their watches way back then. I think the company was called 121 Watches. Anyway, they only did quartz, and most of them were chronographs, and they were cheap straps, and really it was a cool concept, but they didn't really give you an exceptional watch. They gave you a lot of options that you could custom tailor to your specific taste, but you didn't actually get a really good watch at the end of it. So when I first heard about these guys, I was honestly a little bit worried that it was the same kind of deal. I went, well, okay, so you're getting some cool options, but it's going to be on a cheaply built watch. And that's so not the case. Now, I also want you to realize you're not buying a $100 watch here. The price begins when you start the configurator. The base model is $439. Now, that's not cheap. I want to put that right out there. That is a good chunk of change. But you're going to spend that much getting a similarly built watch that you have to choose from 3, 4, 5 different color variations, and that's it. Maybe you don't like the strap that's on that particular watch because it doesn't work for your sense of style against the dial. Maybe you don't like the hour markers, you don't like the hands. It doesn't matter. You buy it or you don't buy it. But with Undone, you get a chance to configure all of that yourself. You're in control of the look, but you're also in control of the final price at all times. So as you're building it, let's say you want to be out the door for under $500, and you start picking some crazy options. Well, now it's a few dollars more than you wanted to spend, you can go back and switch from maybe the Horween leather strap to a standard leather strap and put you right at the price point you want to be at and still get the exact same look that you wanted to get. And that's really cool. I like that option. Now, they do partially customizable watches, which would be like what you see here, which is, and I'm going to go step by step on that so you understand what I mean by that. Or if you go into their Pro section, which is really interesting, and you won't find it right away. As a matter of fact, I think you have to sign up for an account and be logged in to even see that. When you go into the Pro Custom Services, you can do custom logos on the dial, custom logos on the case back, on the exhibition case back. Anything that you can think of, they could do an entirely new dial, entirely different than anything that they have offered on their website. So let's go step by step so that you understand what it is that you're doing. When you get there, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick your case. On this one, I picked the black. On this one, I picked the brown. And I wanted the matte bead blasted finish for the watch I was building for myself. And they did a really great job. It's a nice, clean, bead blasted finish all the way around. The next thing you're going to, and by the way, you've got so many different choices, it's crazy. There are a lot of choices. Regular standard steel with a brushed satin finish, or you can get into these glossy finishes and the PVD finishes. So definitely take your time and pick out what's going to best suit you. Next thing, you're going to go into the bezel types. For both of these, I chose the ceramic bezel. Yes, they offer you what is right now the hot thing and one of the most expensive types of bezels out there in the market, a ceramic bezel. I liked it, number one, because it's ceramic. Ceramic is extraordinarily scratch resistant. It's going to look new for longer. But I also like the fact that it's the embossed or Yachtmaster style bezel. If you go with the other bezel option, that is the K1 bezel, it's basically going to be like your standard bezel with the aluminum insert, and then they put a K1 crystal over it to protect it from scratching. So instead of it being a flat-faced bezel that's slanted downwards, you're going to have this rounded glass on top of it. And it's a really cool look, but I really wanted to see how the ceramics came out in person. And I'm very, very glad that I did, especially on this brown one. That brown ceramic is sexy as hell. This is a really, with the brown sunray dial and everything, this thing is just, this actually ended up being my favorite of the two. Funny enough, I wish I would have put my damn logo on this one. But regardless, let's go back to where we were. Next, after you've picked your bezel, you're going to go to dials. Now, you've got carbon fiber dials, sunray dials like you saw me choose there. The glossy or matte dials, I chose a matte black for this one. There are full lume dials, by the way, so the entire dial glows, also a neat option. And then you're going to have, it's going to show you selections for the hour markers that are available on each of those dials. Now, if I would have had my way, the one thing I couldn't do is, and again, had I gone into the Pro services, I could have done this. I want to be very clear on that. But in the standard configurator, I would have liked to have had the option to do either black or gray on the hour markers here. I would have liked to have gray because I knew I wanted to do the gray suede strap. Then from there, you get to go to, let's see, after the dial, you go to the hands. There are several different hand sets you can choose from. I went for a classic look on this for a diver, I think. And then you get to choose the color of your central sweep hand. I chose the green because it matches my car. It's actually almost 100% dead-on match for my Hellcat. So I wanted to have something that kind of tied in with my car, so I wanted to have the bright lime green with the black. That's why I went this way. Straps. Oh my God. When you get to the strap section, take your time. And don't be cheap. I knew on this one I wanted the suede because I wanted the minimalistic look. So instead of having full stitching going throughout, I just got the simple band right here and then the little bit down here. I loved the way that they stitched this. And it's a very tight suede, a very tight nap on that suede. Looks really good. It's a very high quality strap, very thick, by the way. This is about 3.5, about 4 millimeters thick, actually. They have really high-end Horween leather, kind of like what I have on my Panerai. Very, very high-end Horween leather. That stuff gets super expensive, so be wary of that. You can also pick standard leather. You can pick the embossed leather, like I did for the brown one, where you get the alligator pattern that comes through. And it kind of dresses it up a little bit if you want to go that way. They also have rubber straps as well, so you've got a lot of different choices that you can go with there. Then you're going to go from, oh, by the way, and I meant to mention this earlier, they each will have quick release pins. So especially if you begin collecting these watches, you can just pop these off very, very simply with no tools and put your new strap in and change it out within a matter of seconds. They also do sell accessories. Once you've, ordered your watch, there's an accessories section. You can just go buy different straps. And there are a lot of guys, myself included, that like to have multiple different straps for each of their strap watches to change the personality from day to day. So don't forget that you can do that as well. And I believe after that is when you choose your movement. There's really only one choice. It's the Seiko NH35A movement, or I should say SII NH35A, which was founded by Seiko, but it's not an actual Seiko movement. You've got to be careful how you word things in a review, huh? And let's see, from there you go to your casebacks. I chose the solid steel casebacks for these. I didn't need to do anything extra fancy. You can choose an exhibition caseback, and that's the point where you can upload any text or logo that you want to put on there, and they will etch it into the caseback. Now, what I chose to do was put my personal logo right there at the 6 o'clock position of the dial. Now, that's something you would have to go into the Pro section to be able to do. And it's super simple. You're just going to upload the images that you want to use, and they will then respond to you and let you know if they can do that or if they have to make any alterations or changes or anything else. And they were super easy to work with. Each of these watches really came out fantastic. I only have one tiny little nit to pick, and that's it. I mean, literally one criticizing point, and that's going to be on the crown. The crown is a very shallow, small crown, and all they've done is they've put this hexagonal shape to it. So it's a little hard to grip it. When it's really screwed down, especially when you get it from the factory, it's very, very screwed down. It can be a little bit challenging to get that open. I would rather see some checkering or some sort of texturization there, or even a rubber O-ring that allows you to grip it more easily because it is such a small crown. Now, as far as looks, I like the size of the crown, and it's totally fine. But if it's going to be that small and behind such prominent crown guards, then it really should be a little bit easier to grasp. One thing that I like also is the fact that they do narrow the crown protectors down a little bit, makes it a little bit easier to access. The bezels have a little bit of play, not much. Certainly what you would expect in this price range, nothing terribly shocking about that. What you really can't see on this, let me grab a piece of paper to reflect it, is the fact, use one of my bounce cards here, that I chose to have the rose gold plated hands and hour markers. Now with my direct lighting here, the only way I can show you is by putting glare on it, but they did a fantastic job of matching up all these colors and tones. The rose against the brown looks, in my opinion, it looks amazing. I'm going to go ahead and put each of these on the wrist so that you can see them, and then we're going to take a quick look at the packaging, and then we'll go ahead and exit this video. And by the way, I really like their buckles. Nice custom-made buckle. It's not a run-of-the-mill generic buckle that you'd find everywhere. So there's the 45 millimeters on the wrist. There you see it, 15 millimeters thick. It's not, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing tremendously oversized. So if you know that you can wear a 45 millimeter, you're really going to enjoy this. Very comfortable watches, comfortable straps, standard length on the strap. I have about a 7 3/4 inch wrist, and I have 2 usable holes remaining. Giggity. If you know that you have a larger wrist, let them know. There might be a possibility, I didn't look into it, there might be a possibility for extra long length straps. And now we'll put on mine, which is the black and gray. Oh man, that strap is really, really nice. Very wide keeper. Again, very much like what I have on a tremendously more expensive watch and strap. I mean, hell, that looks good, doesn't it? That is a clean, handsome look. Nothing overdone, but it doesn't look basic. This is an attractive watch all the way around. And you can make it more attractive to you by changing out the things that you want to customize it to. I like that little bit of flash, the polishing just on the high spots on the ceramic bezel where everything else on the watch is matte. Just looks fantastic. Alright, let's take a quick look here at the packaging. I'm just going to raise my tripod here a little bit. This is the outer box that you'll be seeing. You simply open that by lifting the lid off, if you're able to do it. That little guy is really stuck on there. Hold on one second. Okay. Get that open and slide your box out. There is, by the way, and this is interesting, there's 3 slots in a piece of foam underneath the box that allow you to fit your accessories, your different straps and whatnot. I don't even think I noticed that when I first got this. This is a nice looking box. Nice black. It's got like a leather coating or a leatherette coating over the box. Then you have the aluminum nameplate with the Undone name engraved into it. Your watch is actually going to be sitting on the pillow and then covered by this. This is actually done at the factory. As a matter of fact, I don't know how it works out for the regular consumer, but because I approached them directly for review on this, my watches came directly from the factory. I don't know if that's the way it works for you. It may come into the States and then they may ship it from a distribution center, but this was actually put on around the watch at the factory. And so there's that. Then you have your warranty card here, shows when it was actually purchased. Yes, I'm a little bit late uploading this, I apologize. Life gets in the way. So overall, really nice. It's got a nice, like, I don't know, it's almost like a faux suede on the interior. Very clean, very classy, nice presentation, without being so expensive that you look at it and go, oh man, part of the money I'm paying for is this insane, ridiculous packaging. No, it's not tremendously expensive, but it's really clean and nicely done. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. So there you have it, the Undone Watches. I'm very, very impressed with these things. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you've wanted something that isn't available in the market, which is true, excuse me, true customization, this is the way to go. Not only do you get the coolness of customizing your watch, but you get a good quality watch at the end of the day. Because listen, if you're showing off your watch to your friends going, man, check this out, I got my logo on the dial, or, you know, the logo on my favorite car, or whatever it is that you did, and I've got this, you know, awesome color scheme going on, and you're really proud and showing it off, and they go, yeah, but, you know, it's sloppily made, or the bezel has play in it when I push down on it, or the crown jiggles, or when I pull the crown out to adjust the time, it moves the dial, and, oh, the dial printing is kind of crappy. None of that. None of that exists here. What you've got is a watch that you're proud to show off, and then you get to tell the story. And that's pretty damn cool. So there you have it, guys. I will catch you on the next video.